to my channel. And today we're gonna just talk a little bit about Meghan's upcoming Netflix series, With Love, Meghan. It is set to premiere March 4th, just 3 days away. The excitement is real, but with this excitement, of course, you're gonna have the bitter haters coming in. So let's unpack what is happening right now. So the countdown is on. Megan's 5-part series is just days away from hitting our screens. The show promises a blend of cooking, gardening, and hosting tips, featuring Megan alongside her Hollywood pals like Mindy Kaling and Chef Roy Choi. And of course, Prince Harry is supposed to make a cameo. Sounds like a recipe for success, right? But one of those bitter commentators that I spoke about, Robert Jobson, recently decided to weigh in and compared the show to, quote, supermarket advert, end quote, and labeling it as, quote, a little dull, end quote. Let me give you a clip of what he's saying here.
You think With Love, Meghan will top the charts? Will it really boost her reputation?
I think people will be interested. Like, I'm not one. I'm sure Emily's not. There's an awful lot of Meghan bashing when it comes to these things, and it seems that everyone wants her to fail. But it would actually be quite a good story if it was a success. But I'm not overly inspired by it. It's not exactly going to be something I'm going to be wanting to tune into unless it was a professional thing to do. It's just a little dull. But will it be a success? I think a lot of people would tune in out of interest. And what is success for them anymore? I mean, they've had some big numbers with their royal bashing books and their royal bashing documentaries. This is now they're trying to do something, I suppose, that they tell us is all positive, and it just doesn't seem particularly inspiring to me. I mean, it's just like an advert for Waitrose or something. I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me.
So you hear and see that man? Oh my gosh. He sounds so bitter and churlish and gossipy. It is so jarring to see a grown man gossiping about a woman, a private woman that is minding her own business. He is always up for giving his opinion. But what this reminds me of is when those royal commentators were giving their opinions on Harry and Meghan's show that they never saw. Remember that? Let me give you a clip here, a reminder.
So we basically interviewed royal experts about Harry and Meghan's interview 2 days before anyone had actually seen it, and invited them on a fake TV show and said, would you give your instant post-match analysis to the interview that's going on CBS? Unfortunately, because it's television, we do have to pre-record it, but that won't be a problem, will it? Oh no, they all said, and offered their views on an interview that, alas, they had not seen.
Did you, I mean, I don't want to ask you, I know, Archie, you also work as a magician, so I'm not going to ask you to breach Magic Circle rules and reveal your secrets, but did you tell them that you'd seen it?
No. We verified that neither we nor them had seen it before. No.
And obviously you paid them, which is quite a big part of the process.
Yes, we did pay them. We paid them the kind of fee, we're not going to say what we did pay them, the kind of fee they would expect to receive for a television appearance. But we thought it was important to mention to our audience that we did pay them, both
yes,
but also because it means that, in a sense, they are monetizing this industry.
I'm intrigued by that. I've lost an argument with my wife, actually, who's also a journalist, because I thought you might have tempted them into this indiscretion by putting more money on the table than is ordinarily available for a kind of gob-on-a-stick gig.
No, we're saving all our money for the pub when we're allowed to go. We're not going to put more money than we need to.
Let's have Sorry, go on, Josh.
To pay that amount of money.
No, well, as I say, I got that one wrong. Let's have a little listen to the results, and then we'll come back to Josh and Archie in a moment, and they can tell you how you can find out more about their work.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R-B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
Richard Fitzwilliams, royal commentator.
Ingrid Seward, I'm editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine.
You've not seen the interview yet, have you?
No.
No, great. I think we have a fair idea of where the interview's going, and we have a fair idea.
You do, definitely.
What was your overall impression of the interview?
I think that this was an extremely hard-hitting interview.
In the interview, to my mind, this was an actress giving one of her great performances. from start to finish, Meghan was acting.
Do you think, looking back now, that Oprah went rather soft on Harry and Meghan?
I think the interview was really an iron fist in a velvet glove.
She did ask for tough questions. She had to ask for tough questions.
It was not a balanced interview.
But at the same time, I think she did ask those questions in a sympathetic light.
Oprah is a friend and gave them an easy ride.
And certainly favouring Harry and Meghan.
She was totally sympathetic, and there is a great deal in it that the palace will find deeply concerning.
Were you surprised in the interview to hear Meghan's comments about Prince William?
To hear her talking about members of the royal family didn't surprise me at all. I think she was very unwise to do it, but she's the kind of woman that wants her say.
Meghan used extremely strong language to describe her relations with members of the royal household.
Meghan spoke about her love of animals. Obviously, in the interview, Meghan talked about the Balham Donkey Sanctuary. What does that tell us about Meghan's character?
Meghan talked about her love of animals, love of dogs, love of the donkey sanctuary.
In the interview, the nicest thing about Meghan was that she, it's her love of animals.
She does have a love of animals, but there's only one side of it. That's a domestic side.
Is there a donkey sanctuary in Balham, Josh?
I don't think there is, no, but that didn't seem to concern our royal correspondent.
So, and obviously, as far as we know, there are no specific comments about Prince William either, but that, of course, just adds to the sense of fun. But there's some seriousness underpinning the fun here, Archie. Why did you do this?
Ultimately, these are the kind of people that wear cashmere on breakfast television sets and once shared a taxi with Princess Margaret and feel that they've got a sort of insight into the royal family. They are then duping both media organisations and the public with their views that arguably, and it's up to our viewers and your listeners to make their own minds up, but arguably are not formed. And that's shaping what is, I think, now becoming quite a toxic debate. We did not target royal correspondents. We did not target Tim Shipman or Nicholas Witchell, Chris Shipman or Nicholas Witchell, or anybody who's a proper journalist. These are people that have set themselves up as experts. They're not journalists. And we also asked very open-ended questions. It was, did Oprah go too soft?
Yes.
And we didn't give them lines. The only 2 lines we gave them were so ludicrous that we almost did it as a chance. There isn't a Balham Donkey Sanctuary. There's no way. Vaccine. We had the officer said, we'd be selfish for not taking the vaccine.
Yes, we didn't play that bit out. That was very topical, I suppose, but also, a point at which one would imagine some alarm bells would go off.
So you saw what the guys did to those commentators. This is what this reminds me of. That these people are just paid commentators, that they haven't seen the show. They've seen little bits and pieces like we all have, and they're sitting down forming a whole opinion. And we know it's just because they're getting paid. But despite all the chatter, Meghan is keeping it cool. As you know, she recently shared a behind the scenes moment with Chef Roy Choi, where her face showed that she was very surprised about his dark music preference. But whatever Meghan is doing, she keeps everyone talking, and they're tuning in. Whether they're hate watching or not, they're tuning in. So, will you be tuning in? I hope so. Let me know in the comments. Okay? Thank you so much for stopping by today. Please remember to like, subscribe, and talk to you soon. Bye.